My name is Ronnie Bingaman. I'm the writer and director of the short film, The Tale of Benjamin Sawyer. This is an idea that has been in my head for the last 2 years. It's just a simple short story of a boy who's dealing with loss and loneliness. So the initial idea that I had was to use my little cousin Bryson Decker and to use my grandfather to play the senior version of him. It was fun to be able to work with my family in this kind of creative way. So I really enjoyed that part of bringing this film to life.
Whenever I was first asked to help out with this project, I was really excited because I've been a friend of Ronnie's for a while, and he's always just filled with creative ideas, and I just knew that something great was going to come out of this no matter what. So when we first heard about the My Road Reel contest, we immediately started deciding that we were going to work together on this. Ronnie kind of already had an idea put together in his mind. He just never put it down on paper, so he immediately started writing.
When we decided to actually, get together and do this, I had to write a script, which I had never done before. I had to write a synopsis, which I had never really done before. And so that was a cool challenge, to sit down and take my thoughts and put them into words so I could explain my idea in a not stupid way to people. So after I wrote the narration and the script, I started putting together a storyboard, which I had never done that before. And so seeing the tips and tutorials videos by Ryan Conley, I decided just to try and do it all myself. So I sat down, printed out some templates, and storyboarded almost frame for frame the kind of setup I wanted in each shot. So the gear we used, I recently spent all of my savings and bought a Sony FS700, which I'm stoked about, and that's the camera that we used to film. The camera enabled us to shoot great shots in low light. We had the slow motion capabilities that we wanted. We had audio inputs, and we shot an S-Log, so it was great. It was super flat. It was just a great camera for this type of film. We rented the Rokinon Cine lens kit from borrowlenses.com, and I love those lenses paired with the FS700. They were super sharp. They gave us a really cool look, and I wanted it to look different than my still lenses on my 5D. So I was really excited with the images that those captured.
I'm the sound engineer of our project, The Tale of Ben Sawyer. And what we've got here is a boom mic that's hooked into my Zoom. And on top, we are using a Rode NTG2. And we call it the Rode Dead Cat. It blocks any wind and helps with quality. And we're gonna make an awesome movie.
So for the location, we're all from Pennsylvania, and my family's from Pennsylvania, so we went up north around the Scranton area. We shot up in the mountains, and it was a great time up there. We just shot the whole thing at my grandparents' house, and they live in a really cool part of Pennsylvania. It's up in the mountains, tons of trees, tons of forests.
So as soon as we arrived in Lennoxville, we immediately began shooting. We got some quick B-roll for the film. So that was basically day one. Day two started out with more B-roll. And then we got some quick shots of Ben walking around kind of earlier in the short whenever he's walking down the road alone and whenever he's standing out in the field. And then we moved indoors and we were working on the scene where Ben's waking up and he's drawing on his bed and his mom's calling him down. Our next location was actually at this old school, and it was kind of really tough with all the kids there, because especially because they were all of different ages. It was kind of hard. We had to place them correctly in order to sell the effect that he was in a school full of kids about his age. So we had that problem, and then there were also kids that had to leave at certain points and things like that. So that was kind of a challenge, and just working with the kids in general, it's always hard. Outside the school, there was like an old playground, and the transition was perfect because there were woods actually directly behind the playground. So after shooting the playground scenes, we moved back to Ronnie's grandparents' house, where we were shooting in the deep depths of the woods.
We had to explore the woods a little bit to find the perfect space that we thought maybe a spaceship would crash in. And so when we were wandering around, we found this huge tree that had been knocked down And it was in this big clearing in the middle of the woods, and so it was just like the perfect place.
We spent a lot of time out in the woods trying to dial in all the dialogue and things like that.
Well, I was gonna light this, but I lost my flame. But when I light it, it'll be smoke.
Things went surprisingly well today, I'd say. Everything kind of went smoothly. We didn't really hit any big hiccups or anything like that. But I shouldn't say this. Are you serious?
Neutral?
There we go. Okay, we didn't hit any hiccups today. And we're going back to film the final few scenes of The Tale of Benjamin Sawyer.
During the process of filming, Ronnie already had his storyboard all planned out and everything, but with Lake and I, when we were shooting and taking pictures, we were able to point out and collaborate with Ronnie and point out shots that he didn't see, which was something really neat for me. I've been a photographer for about 2.5 years, and I've been into film for a little over a year. And it was a really cool opportunity for me to learn and to see Ronnie's point of view and Lake's point of view, and also Ridge as the sound guy, his point of view, seeing how everything coming together and being able to collaborate on a project like this was just a really cool experience for me.
Currently, I'm working on the sound design for the film, and that involves a lot of audio panning and compression and EQ, reverb, and the sorts. There are a lot of cool things that I get to mess with, including the alien spaceship and the alien noises. And there's a part where little Ben is playing kickball with the alien, and it kicks it and blasts it past him. And so that's fun to edit. I'm adding a lot of kick drums and phasers and reverbs, and it's coming out pretty cool. So I hope the end product is to your liking.
One of the things I'm most excited about for this is the score. I'm a musician, and so to be able to write the music to something like this and to kind of carry the story with the emotion of music is really fun for me to be able to do that. I want it to feel real. I want it to feel like it fits together with the sound, with the narration, and with the story. Because if anything like that is off, it's just a dead part of the story, and it can really make or break a short film. I didn't want it to sound like we just put a track underneath it. I wanted the music to be part of the story, and I wanted the music to help tell the story, and I wanted it to help show emotion and to shape each character and each scene in a separate way. And so that's been a challenge, but it's been a really cool learning experience to write music specifically to score a short film. One of the challenges that I think I faced is just having to direct something. I've never directed any kind of production that's been like this before, where you're dealing with actors and grips and help, and like it was a challenge for me because I had to kind of be the guy to tell people what to do, and it was a challenging role for me to be able to have everything organized and to tell everybody, you know, assign different jobs and explain how I wanted each thing done. And it was a cool challenge, but it was fun. It was a good learning experience for me to get out of my comfort zone and direct something like this on this scale.
Some difficulties that I faced as the audio engineer, I was trying to get everyone to be quiet if, you know, the main actor was speaking, or there was a lot of background noise. We were in the woods, but we were next to a highway, so filtering out a lot of the traffic and the cars and stuff, that was difficult. Another difficult thing I found was trying to match reverbs to a specific room. Depending on what room we were in, speaking of like the classroom, that has a different room sound than a bedroom. So matching the different reverbs to that was a challenge.
This has definitely been a learning experience, and being able to see the pieces coming together through the post-production and through Ridge working with the audio and matching the audio up with the film and soon the final cut. Just all of that worked together, just worked out really well. I also got to learn more about post-production, and pretty much this gave me an inside view about how big and how much work that professional cinematographers and filmmakers put into short films and even full-length films, with this only having a cap of 5 minutes, and all the work that we put into it, and the 2 days of shooting and the hours of post-production work. Seeing all of everything coming together and the teamwork that we had between Ridge, like Ronnie and I, was something that was new for me, and it was also a good learning experience.
One thing I learned during this experience is that it was it's really hard to make a short film. It's easy on paper. It's just, there's a lot that goes into making it. It's a lot of work, but I think it's definitely going to pay off. I definitely had a lot of fun working with Ronnie and shooting behind the scenes. It's just a great learning experience, and there's just so much you learn through experience that you just can't learn anywhere else, and I think that it was definitely a priceless experience. Without the Reel contest, I don't know if me, Ronnie, Jake, and Ridge would have ever done anything, so I think it was a motivation kind of for us.
So it was a blast just being able to see this project come to life from start to finish. It was just a really cool experience for me. It was a close project to my heart because it was my family, and like I said, an idea I've had for a while, and so just to see it start from nothing, go to paper, go to ideas, bounce ideas back and forth, to filming, to editing, and to now finally have it done, it's just a really amazing thing for me to see go from nothing to something. Yeah, it was a great opportunity, so I'm really thankful. Thank you for watching this video, thank you for watching the film, and yeah, it was a great time, and I hope you enjoy the Tale of Benjamin Sawyer.